Hi, thanks for joining me in the studio again today. I want to talk to you just briefly about some alternatives to standard brushes that you might want to use when you're doing a painting. I found these online. They're made by Princeton. They're a catalyst tool. They're kind of an alternative even to a palette knife. They're sort of flexible, kind of made out of rubber or some sort of material like that. And they come in different sizes and shapes, and I found these two particular shapes kind of useful. I've started this painting here and I painted the entire sky, the mountains, and to about this point using only these two tools. And so I kind of like them. They have a nice feel. You can kind of press through the paint as much as you want, but it kind of works the same way that you would use a palette knife. And then for the rest of the painting so far to this point, I've used some old brushes. You've all probably had brushes that do this sort of thing. You forget to wash them, or they just get old or worn out, or the bristle brushes sometimes when you soak too much water up into the ferrule and they begin to splay out like this, and then the oil paint gets down in there and it kind of makes it what you think is a useless brush. You think it's time to throw the brush away. I keep my old brushes like these and use them for painting brush. Imagine that, painting brush with a brush. Sometimes I paint brush with a knife, but I never paint a knife with a knife. I always use a brush. At any rate, let me show you how this works. You can take one of these old splayed out brushes and just load it up with some paint, and then as you're beginning to do things like this, this rabbit brush, you get these nice organic shapes that go on without applying too much of a sort of a pattern, and it makes it look, more organic. Helps you get the real feel of what it is without overly rendering it. It's kind of fun to paint with these sort of brushes, and you can use a larger one if you want to cover more area. But like I said, I'm pretty sure you all have some brushes like these, and if you don't, you soon will if you do any amount of painting with them. But it works nice that way. You can also take these sort of brushes and you can get some, I did the same thing over here with these. You can, take some of your lighter colors, and as you're working in, you want some of those stalks to show through. Just by lightly stroking like that, you can get that sort of a feel of brush like that. And of course I'm not done. I'm going to come back and put some more of these blossoms that are just going crazy this time of year in the rabbit brush. But as you begin to apply that and you continue to work it around, it gives you a very nice feel of the brush. And so I'll post this painting online when I complete it, and you'll be able to see what I've done all the way through. And the only thing I'm probably going to do is in this foreground area where there's a lot of other little sticks of weeds and things coming up with little stalks. I think I'll probably actually use my standard palette knife to get a real fine edge, but I'll work that area out when I get to it. Hopefully, though, I've given you some insights as to how you might use something different than your typical brush. Something like this, a nice filbert. These are new brushes as well, these catalyst brushes, and I do intend to use them, but probably not on this painting. And if so, at the very least, in a very slight degree, I'm probably going to come back in these areas where there's this nice sunlight shining back here and highlighting the earth, and I'm going to add some brighter highlights in here. I'll probably end up using one of these filberts for that, just because I want that particular texture. But for the most part, this painting is going to be completely painted using these alternative brushes. So anyways, hopefully that's some good tips for you. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon.